everyone, what's up and welcome back to the garden. Today we're just doing a quick video. I am out here and I am going to be planting my tulip bulbs. Actually, I'm going to be planting some tulips and some daffodils, really kind of using the same technique for both of those. The thing about planting tulips that can be frustrating for a lot of people is they can be a little bit difficult to plant if you have a lot of them to plant, or maybe you've never planted them before. There are some options. What I personally like to do is I like to trench plant my tulips and my daffodils, and that's what we are going to be doing in this video today. The varieties of tulip I have, I've showed you guys in some hauls before already. I have a lot of doubles, some really nice single pastels. I'm really excited about more of the creamy pinky colored tulips, of course, but since we are kind of crunched for space here in my yard is super small, we're going to be digging a trench. So to dig this trench, you have a couple of options. Obviously, you can just use a shovel. What I like to do is I just like to use this kind of cheap tiller cultivator combo that I bought a long time ago. What I like to do is I like to run that in the flower bed and just let it throw dirt everywhere basically until I have a nice deep trench. Ideally, the trench should be about 6 to 8 inches deep. For the best results, you can lay down something on each side of the trench that you are digging. This will help to put the soil back in there. I didn't do it this time, I just had my shovel. But if you are wondering what that would look like, you could lay a piece of board down, the soil would fall on the board, and then when it comes time to cover the bulbs, you simply lift that board and all the soil will slide back in the hole. If you check out my original trench planting video, that's what I did in that video, and you can see how that worked. Once I have dug this trench, all I'm going to do is I am going to grab my tulip bulbs and I am going to begin arranging those tulip bulbs closely together in the trench. Now, according to the tulip bulb packaging, you might say, wow, you are spacing those tulips really, really close. Well, the thing about tulips is that they are true bulbs. That means any flower that is going to be produced by that tulip is already contained within the bulb. So, in theory, we can plant these very, very close and get away with it. Here in my yard, tulips do not naturalize, do not perennialize. When I plant tulips, because of my climate and where I live, they will only bloom once. Even if I leave the foliage intact, I'm only going to get one bloom. They won't come back for another season. So, since I do treat my tulips as annuals, I feel comfortable packing them in this close. Not only does this save a lot of space here in the garden, but it makes for an absolutely stunning floral display in the spring when these tulips are going to be in full bloom. They are going to be gorgeous. Here I have placed those tulip bulbs tightly packed together, but not touching. Once I have arranged them, I am just going to gently slide the soil back over the bulbs and cover them up. As in planting tulip bulbs any other way, make sure that those bulbs are at least twice as deep as their height. So I like to make sure there's at least 2 to 4 inches of soil on top of those bulbs. It generally works for me, but it might vary depending upon where you live, whether or not you have any kind of rodents that might eat your bulbs. I know sometimes the squirrels might steal a few of mine if I don't bury them deep enough. After I've covered the bulbs back with soil, I'm just going to lightly tap it down with my shovel. And now it's time to wait patiently. To trench plant my daffodil bulbs, I just basically did the exact same thing. I dug a trench, and since these daffodil bulbs will perennialize and they will come back, I'm going to space them much further apart than I did the tulips. In general, trench planting is just a very easy way to plant a lot of flower bulbs without as much effort as spacing them by hand one by one. In the future, of course, I'd love to plant even more bulbs, but for now, I'm just excited that our tulips are in the ground and now we can wait patiently for the spring flowers. That's really about it for this video. I hope that it was helpful. If it was and you're new, be sure to subscribe to our channel. I would absolutely love to have you. We're making new content all the time. It can be about flowers or gardening or DIY projects. Your guess is really as good as mine. Be sure to hit the bell icon and the notifications and all that good stuff. As always, I encourage you to leave your comments down below. Tell me about your experiences. Have you ever trench planted tulips before? How did it go? I always love hearing from you guys and learning from you guys too. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.